Hey guys, welcome to the Hillbilly Swag Podcast album reviews. On this podcast, I'm going to be reviewing Papa Roach's 9th album release, Crooked Teeth. The fact that this band has made 9 studio albums, and that's not including any EPs that they may have come out during that time, it's just, I'm utterly shocked that they were able to make it this far. This band, to be honest, should have just died off a long time ago. There's no reason why they should have 9 studio albums. That's probably 9 too many. I used to be a Papa Roach fan. I was young. I was a preteen, teenager in the early 2000s when this style was popular. That whole rap rock, the aggressive, I'm pissed off suburban kid. And I had a copy of Papa Roach's Infest. Yes, I admit it. I was into this style of music. I mean, it was the early 2000s. That was kind of the style, and I was a pissed off suburban kid. So what was I supposed to do but listen to Papa Roach? So again, when I was doing Linkin Park's review, I was talking about how this is, it's a trendy band, and Linkin Park has definitely grown as a band and have changed their sound drastically. And I did not like the new album from Linkin Park, but at least they changed their sound so that they don't have that dumb rap rock early 2000s wear a Quicksilver shirt and a pair of Jankos kind of style, which I did have, by the way. Yes, I admit it. I had that. I had the nickel balls around my neck. I kind of spiked up my hair a little bit. I wasn't old enough to dye my hair yet, but again, that was the early 2000s. I learned my mistake. No more of that. That being said, this band just needs to stop. In general, this band, I went to go listen to the new album. The fact that it popped up saying, hey, Papa Roach has a new album, I was thinking to myself, like, how is this band still around? So I pop in the album and I start listening to it, and I think to myself, this band just no more. This new album is basically the epitome of radio rock. It still has the rap rock elements, but it's just so non-aggressive anymore. There's really no meaning behind it. It's just, we're pissed off, but not really. We're pretending to be pissed off because we want to sell records. And it doesn't make sense to me why they continue to make this out. I mean, I know they're doing it because there's still Papa Roach fans out there, and they still sell out shows. They still have big shows, and they still do very well on stage and everything. But the fact that they're still coming out with albums, to me, is just mind-boggling. And the fact that people still buy them and listen to them, it's also mind-boggling to me. I mean, this style should have just died out a long time ago. And the fact that I had to listen to it over again, the style, I just had to bite my tongue the whole time. It was very aggravating just to not stand up and just throw my freaking computer out the window, because it was just unbearable to listen to this album. Everything about it, from the generic rap rock to the obvious open chords and the 4-on-the-floor drum beat, it's just so generic. If you like that rap rock style, if you like that radio rock, then I believe you'll enjoy this album. If you don't, if you think that this style should have died out in the early 2000s like I do, then don't even bother. Don't even pick up the album. Just forget that this album even came out. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. This is going to be one of those unforgettable albums where it comes out, maybe one song shows up on the radio, and that's about it. And then it's just going to fade away. The fact that they even had the ability to come out with 9 albums shocks me, because I don't even remember there being other albums. Obviously, I looked up and I saw the discography, and I could see that there were recent albums that came out, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe it's because it's not my taste, so it doesn't show up as far as my feeds go and my suggestions, so I never actually come across it anymore. But it was enough that it popped up to let me know that Papa Roach came out with a new album, and it's just complete garbage. It's terrible album. It's so generic. It's just it's pop rock now. It's not even the open chords, the very juvenile lyrics on top of it being rap rock was just so utterly unnecessary to even come out with this album. So usually I pick a song that I just despise. Now it's actually every song on this album I despise, but I guess if I had to pick one, the one that stands out to me the most as the most hated on this album would be My Medication. The lyrics are very early 2000s, like, I'm miserable and I'm talking about, self-medication, hurting myself, the usual early 2000s angst rock, basically. And on top of that, it comes in with this very generic sounding song, like a generic 4-chord rock song with the rapping over top of it. And like I said, it's not even like aggressive rapping. It's not like the lyrics are clever in any way. It's just everything about it. Just I couldn't take it. My teeth were gritting the whole time, and it was driving me nuts to where I only could listen to it once. To be honest, I only listened to this album once, and that was it. I just couldn't take it anymore. I kind of skipped around since then just to make this podcast. Just one time with this album. That's all it took for me, just to go roll my eyes and, metaphorically speaking, throw the disc out the window. Usually I pick a song that is at least somewhat decent or that I enjoy off the album. I couldn't pick one. I think the closest I got was Crooked Teeth. The riff was a little catchy. It was a little substance to the song. So I was able to kind of listen to it just a little bit. But other than that, it was a very forgettable song in general. It was the only one I could tolerate. And I use the word tolerate very loosely. Would I suggest this album to anyone? I mean, if you're like in your mid-30s and you're still getting wasted on Natty Light and your professional attire is a oversized basketball jersey on top of very loose shorts, then yeah, I'll suggest this album to you. But to everyone else, avoid this album. You will not like it. It's a terrible album. It is garbage. It was completely unnecessary to even come out with. It just sounds like another cash grab for the band. Maybe another album that they had to come out with for the record label. And it just completely unnecessary to even have 9 albums from Papa Roach. Well, if you guys agree or disagree with me, go ahead and comment below on whatever streaming service you are watching / listening to on right now. You can also send me messages and hit me up on Twitter at Hillbilly Swags with an S at the end. I couldn't get Hillbilly Swag. Someone cooler than me must have snagged it before me, so I had to settle with putting the S at the end. So it's at Hillbilly Swags. And I also have a YouTube channel. And if you go and search Hillbilly Swag Podcast, then you should be able to subscribe to me and get the latest on everything that I upload, because I will also be uploading the podcast to YouTube also. The podcasts are being hosted on SoundCloud, so you can search me on SoundCloud if you're not already listening to it on SoundCloud right now, and look for Hillbilly Swag. Make sure to follow me and you'll get the latest updates.